Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the Twirling Snowflake earrings. Now I have one made up here, so here's my example, and this uses two stampings and some beautiful Swarovski crystals so it looks good from all angles. And I just added a little bit of chain and an antique silver earring hook. So nice and easy. The reason I wanted to do this is that these stampings actually don't look so great on the other side. So I wanted to find a way to sort of put them together while adding a little bit of something in between. It just begs for a little crystal inside there, don't you think? But what's neat about these is they actually have a little hole at the top, so they are considered pendants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them back to back and then use them so it looks good from all angles. So to begin, we're just going to take a little bit of our E6000, and I have just a little scrap of wire here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my pad there and set that aside. There we go. And I'm just going to take a little dab of glue and place it into the center of my little snowflake right there. Okay. And now all I'm going to do is just, with my fingers, these are big enough, so I'm just going to place it right on top there and just sort of press it into place right in the center there. So that's one. And just go ahead and do the second one. Place a little dab of glue in there. There we go. And go ahead and place another Swarovski crystal. And I just love this color. This is the Sapphire, and it just looks really beautiful as a snowflake. So I'm going to let those dry for just a minute. I'm going to set this aside. And now I'm just going to go over kind of what I've been using here. So I have Swarovski crystals, and these are Sapphire. And then I have 4mm 21 gauge open jump rings in silver. I have the Gen Y chain, and this is really great to use especially with earrings because we sell it by the inch. So you can get exactly the amount you need, which, like I said, is really perfect for earrings when you really only need maybe 2 inches, so you don't have an extra 10 inches left over from purchasing a foot of chain, which I always like. And then, like I said, I have these antique silver, just regular ear wire hooks. So to complete the project, I used just a little piece of wire just as scrap. You can also use a toothpick. And then I have a pair of cutters and 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. So I'm going to use my cutters to get the length of chain that I want. And because this chain is so delicate, it can be difficult to measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to count out 15 links. So let me just count that out real quick. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'm going to cut that 16th link. There we go. I can set my chain aside. And while I'm waiting for my snowflakes to dry and be built, I'm going to take my earring hook here and take one of my pairs of chain nose pliers and just gently open that. And now I can slip my chain on. There we go. And just close that up nice and tight. There we go. So that's all set for when I'm ready to attach my charm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these to dry just a little bit before I attach them back to back. So I'll be back in just a moment to show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to put a little bit more E6000 onto my work surface here. And I like to use a little Post-it note or piece of paper. It just keeps it nice and clean. So all I'm going to do is I want to make sure that I line up those 2 holes here. So just flip over your piece and add a little bit of glue to the center. This is your main point of contact. And then you can kind of spread it out to those ends just a little bit, just to give it something to hold on to. So you want to make sure this stays nice and secure. There we go. And now my hole's up here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to place that stamping right on top, and then just take a second just to really line it up and make sure that you're not getting sort of double vision on a lot of that. And then just very carefully just sort of press it together with your fingers. So now I have it on one side, and very carefully I'll flip it over on the other side. So now I'm going to let that dry for a little while, and then I'm going to come back and take care of any little pieces of glue that get left over and make sure that we're all nice and lined up. So I'll be right back to show you the next step. Okay, so the last step is to just assemble my earring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my 4mm jump rings and both pairs of my pliers and just gently twist to get that open. I'm going to slip on my chain, and now all that's left is I need to slip on my double-sided pendant through those loops, and now all I need to do is close that jump ring. And I am all done. Now I do want to point out, the great thing is that in case your glue comes undone from your stamping pieces being placed back to back, they'll still be attached by that jump ring, so you definitely won't lose anything. So if that happens, you can always just go back and add a little dab more of glue, but hopefully that stays nice and strong. E6000 is a really strong bond of glue. So there you are. That is how to make the Twirling Snowflake earrings. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find all of these supplies and more at Beadaholique.com.